We back again. Back to back, made back, stack the M's. Told him I met Slim Shady back to M. Once he go black, he'll be back again. Dating 101. Look, y'all, I made that last video with y'all, and y'all know it's Saturday night, so some Saturday nights y'all get two videos, and I'm just adjusting the camera. I apologize, sweetheart. So, I said I got a little bit of energy left in me. I got a little bit of energy left in me. And then I don't know what I thought about this situation when it came to dating. And I was like, oh my gosh, this could be like a story time video. But then I was like, it's kind of like a dating advice 101 video. So I was like, let me make a dating advice slash story time slash how to video. I feel it. This is a word for the congregation. I gotta come back. I gotta tell them. I already put my camera away. I put my tripod away. I got it all back out because I felt like I had to come and tell you guys this. So anyway, this is gonna be my second installment to Dating 101. It's called Dating 101 slash. Are you ready? Friends with benefits. This is such a big thing right now because there's so many of y'all whores out there. Child, let me just tell you. So this is gonna be Dating 101 advice, friends with benefits slash how to. Okay, so I'm gonna start this video with a story time first, and then it's gonna go into the advice portion of the video. Okay. So fair disclaimer, this is a true story. This is actually my story. It's not really a story. It's just kind of like what happened. But then I'm gonna have the advice after the story because then it'll make more sense. So, dating advice 101. Friends with benefits. So before I even start, what is friends with benefits? This is my opinion. This is my interpretation. This is my understanding. This is my synopsis. This is my summary. This is my definition. Okay? Friends with benefits to me is a relationship that is not monogamous, that is not exclusive. It is a relationship that's based on you and another individual where you are exchanging goods and or services. And that's it. You are not planning on getting married. You are not dating. You are not committing. This is exclusively not one-sided. It's for one purpose. Okay, one purpose. So it could be sex. It could be companionship. Because they like to throw that word around, companionship. Okay, that's what the girls use sometimes when they doing other stuff. So, anywho, that's not to spill nobody's tea. I'm just saying. Anyway, so I entered into this kind of unbeknownst to me. Okay, so this is what had happened. So I went on a hookup one time. That's really all it was. Just a little quick, fun, hookup. It was just really just kind of like a little cute little thing, But then it was with somebody that I knew that I would never date. You know what I mean? And it didn't have anything to do with looks. It was just the person himself. Like, he just wasn't somebody that I would date. He was just like, he was fun, he was cool, he was interesting, but like, I knew that I would never date him seriously, okay? I knew that right off the bat, period. So we did it one time, we messed around one time, we messed around a second time, but then it kind of just became this constant every week thing. It became just like a norm, right? It became a norm. Like, it happened so consistently that you could plan on it. So that's what we did. But we knew that we were not in a relationship. We never even had a relationship talk, okay? Never ever had a relationship talk. And I didn't plan on having one. And that's what I liked about the situation was that I knew that I didn't want to date him. He clearly, I mean, if he wanted to date me, he never expressed it, which I'm glad because I knew that I didn't want to date him. And if it ever came up, I would tell him honestly, like, I don't have a plan. I don't have plans to date you, period. So we did that for about, oh my gosh, you guys, like, this friends with benefits, FWB. So if you see that on a dating profile or like on Tinder, FWB, that's friends with benefits. This FWB went on for at least 2 years, so consistently that if it didn't happen, we would actually check on each other. Like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Like, are you alive? Like, that's literally how consistent it was. As sure as the sun came up, that's how consistent this was, okay? This is back in my fun young days, okay? I'm 33 now, but this is when it started probably when I was like, what, 27? I was probably 27 when this started, to the point where I was no, I was so it probably happened like for 3 years, 3 or 4 years consistently, because I was 27. It went on until I was like 31, so it went on for a very very long time. You know, and we would do other stuff too. We would go out like at night. Sometimes we would go party. You know, but it was not. It was still. But see, this is the thing that I liked about it. It was very respectful. And that's the thing. Ours was very respectful. We would go out to clubs and stuff, and you know, even though we weren't dating, we would not openly flirt with other people in front of each other. You know what I mean? Like it was very respectful in that way. We were both grown, okay? We was grown. Like we was grown. We was mature. We was like we know what it is. We also know what it ain't. But we're gonna keep it cute. We're gonna keep it respectful. If you're gonna actually go on a date with somebody, we wouldn't tell each other, but we would maybe hint to it, but we would still not throw it in each other's faces. We would just kind of be like, hey, like, how was your day? Oh, cool. I met this person, whatever. Oh, okay. How was he? How did you vibe? Whatever. It was cute. Like we were cool like that, but at the same time, we both knew like, okay, don't take it too far, because at the end of the day, this is friends with benefits. But if you're gonna throw people in my face, then we're gonna have a problem, right? So because it's okay if you date other people, but just kind of throw a bug in my ear. I'll throw a bug in your ear. That way you kind of have a heads up. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna throw them in your face though. So we're very respectful like that, and I enjoyed that because he was very mature. Anyway, so that ended because I actually dated the person that I'm still with now, which is my long-term relationship, my partner. So that's why it ended. Anywho, but I digress. So that was my little story, right? I was spilling my own tea, so y'all don't think that I'm just giving out advice and I don't know what I'm talking about. So I know a friends with benefit situation. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give the advice now on how to have a successful friends with benefits relationship. Now, first of all, off the bat, I don't recommend having a FWB. I don't recommend, because I don't feel like most people are emotionally and mentally equipped to deal with the aftermath of it, because I feel like every time this happens, people catch feelings, they get emotionally attached to the person, they want to date the person, but the other person doesn't feel the same way. So now they're heartbroken because it was supposed to be FWB, but now you caught feelings and they did not. So the feelings are definitely not reciprocated, and they could care less about your feelings because it wasn't supposed to be feelings involved anyway. So with that being said, I don't advise it. But if you're going to do it, because, if you're going to do it, I'm assuming that you're grown and that you know what you're doing. I'm going to assume that you know what you're doing. So if you're going to do it, Miss Thing, you need to do it how grown folks do it, okay? And I'm going to tell you how you set up, install, assemble, create, and organize a FWB, okay? Rule number one, and this is just from my experience, okay? You need to find an FWB partner that's somebody that you are physically attracted to, appealed by, maybe even turned on by, interested in, but somebody that you would never date. So this is how I set it up. It was somebody that I felt was attractive. Somebody that was easy on the eyes. So again, attractive. Somebody very attractive. However, he had qualities that, in my opinion, disqualified him from being somebody that I would date. Number one, he did not have a job. He had no job, period, and was not interested in getting one, period. So that already was the breaker for me, because I was just like, okay, first of all, so I already know if I really seriously dated you, I would have to foot the bill for everything. And I don't like those types of relationships, especially when it's like two guys, because I honestly feel like we're equal, and I don't feel like, you know, whatever. It's just not the setup that I would do, right? So he didn't work, period. So that was a big turn off for me. But again, physically, if you're doing an FWB, I could care less if he worked, because I'm not giving you money anyway. I don't care how you pay your bills, because that's not my problem. So he did not work. Number two, his outlook on things were a lot different than mine. I'm a little bit me personally, I have a very good mix of I would say street knowledge and book knowledge. Like I have a very, very, very good balance of the two, right? He was very much street minded. Book knowledge was way down here. Period. I was not interested. He was funny. It was interesting because I know people like that, so I know how to relate to them as well. But at the same time, when it comes to dating and being seriously involved with somebody, that's not really what I go for. So I like a nice mix, okay, a nice balance. And he did not have that at all. So those two things automatically disqualified him. Really, that was it. Everything else was more like physical. Like he was very nice looking physically, and we had a good time. We had a very very good time, and we used to turn up. We used to go party. I don't know where he got the money from, but he was always down to party. So we had a lot of good times. Obviously over 3 or 4 years, like there was something there. Um, but it was never something like, oh my gosh, I actually want to like date him. Like seriously, like, I never once thought that. It is actually very funny because as I got to know him, I'm gonna tell you guys a funny story. Okay, this is totally off the rails, so I'm gonna tell you the story. So if he ever sees this video, once I tell this story, he's gonna know I'm talking about him. So we actually had um it took a funny turn because somebody in his family got married, right? Like it was a wedding in his family, and he actually invited me as his date, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what to say. Like, and he made it clear, like, it's just a date. Like, we're not, it's nothing like that. Like, I just want somebody to go with me. Like, basically, is what it is. So I was just like, if I have time, but like, honestly, don't put me down because, like, I knew I didn't want to go, but I didn't want to just say no in the moment because I feel like it's going to ruin the moment. But I was just like, no, I'm good. I'll think about it, but just kind of don't really count on that. He was like, okay, cool. I just thought I'd pitch it to you, right? So anyway, the wedding came, the wedding went. I didn't go, but we communicated, right? So he knows I wasn't gonna go. So I saw him the very next weekend after that wedding, and he showed me some wedding pictures of the couple. Dude, do you know that the groom from the wedding, was actually my coworker? And I was like, oh my gosh, like, could you imagine if I would have went and how awkward that would have been? I was so happy I didn't go, but we did. But it was just funny because it was like a small world kind of moment. I was just like, you know him? Like he's like, yeah, I know him. That's like my cousin or whatever. And I was just like, that's my coworker. And he's like, you know him? I was like, yeah, I know him. That's my coworker. Like I knew, and I didn't put it together. Like obviously because like my coworker had the wedding that same weekend, but of course I didn't put two and two together. Like he's getting married this weekend. You're going to a wedding this weekend. Like it's to me it was just like a little coincidence, but I really didn't think that it was the same wedding because I live in SoCal, so I don't live in a small farm town. You know what I mean? So it's like I had no reason to think that that was the same exact wedding. I would have never known until I showed up. So I'm glad I didn't go. But anyway, that's completely off the road. I just thought that was kind of interesting because it actually really did happen to me. But anyway, so friends with benefits. Make sure it's somebody that you are not, somebody that you would never ever seriously date, but you are attracted to. And the reason I say that is because it kind of lessens the chances of you having like emotional attachment to them. Because the way I felt was he's not somebody that I would ever date. So if he found somebody that he was interested in and he cut off our friends with benefits situation arrangement to date this person, I wouldn't feel a type of way because it's like, well, I don't want to date you, period. So go off and date this person. I'm a little bit sad because our little arrangement ended, but I'll get over that. But be happy because I don't want you. And I hope you felt the same about me too. Anyway, that's number one. Somebody that you are not interested in dating. So you really have to make sure that they have a deal breaker quality. Like, you know how people have deal breakers in dating? They have to have that. That way you are guaranteed to not get attached. So maybe your deal breaker is I don't date men that have kids or that has a crazy baby mama, right? Or a psycho stalker ex. Maybe those are your deal breakers. Make sure they have one of your deal breakers. That way the deal is broken. There's no chance of you catching feelings. So if they date somebody else or they find true love in a hopeless place, as Rihanna would say, you can say, okay, well, that's fine. I don't care. I didn't want him anyway. Why? Because he has 2 kids already. I would never want him like that. So that's perfect, right? That's the only way this is going to work. Because if you date a man that's perfect for you, but just say he just doesn't want a relationship, but he's like, he checks all your boxes. Don't do an FWB with him, because you are going to catch feelings and you are going to end up heartbroken because he does not feel the same way about you. And I know girls that literally get into FWBs hoping it will turn into a relationship. And that is the worst thing you can do, is get into a relationship with a man that just wants sex or just wants it, friends with benefits, but you are going into it knowing that he wants that, but you want something more. Sweetheart, you are setting yourself up for failure. You are going to be heartbroken. I've seen this happen in the straight world, in the LGBT world. Oh my gosh, in the LGBT world, I have seen this happen so many times that it's so sad. I've seen this happen in the LGBT world with guys that want like a husband and wants a relationship, and they'll meet somebody like on an app or something who clearly states, I just want a friends with benefits, but they're like, oh my gosh, like, he's so high, he's perfect, I want him, I want him, I want to freaking marry him, right? But they know that the other guy just wants something casual, but they'll go for it because they're like, okay, that's the only way I'm gonna get my foot in the door, and then I'm gonna make him fall in love with me. No, you're not. You're not, because he's clearly stating up front, I want to dibble and dabble, okay? And you're probably not the only one he's dibbling and dabbling with. So you need to know that up front, sis. You're not the only one. So with that being said, if you're going to do an FWB, it needs to be somebody that has one of your deal breakers. Period. My deal breaker is, I don't like to date guys with no job. With an exception. If you don't have a job because you're just wealthy and you don't need to work, I'm fine with that, because you can still pay your own way. But if you are broke with no job, I can't deal, because at this point you need a job, because you can't support yourself. And I'm not supporting you because I don't know you like that. So I don't mind if you don't have a job, but you still have to have some way to support yourself. But if you don't, that is a deal breaker, and that was him. Again, I don't know where he got his money from, but I do know that where he lived at, it wasn't the nicest place, and it wasn't really like his own place. He, like, it was clearly like a shared situation. So it wasn't like he was like unemployed, but he was supporting himself. He was unemployed, but he was barely getting by. Like, it was a struggle every month. So like, I knew that he didn't really have anything going that was like, you know what I mean? So I was okay with that, because I was just like, well, I don't really want him. So if he finds somebody else, I'm gonna be a little bit upset for like a second. I'm saying, dang, I had to find another FWB. But that's really it. That was really it. But like I said, we had a good time. And like I said, I don't advise you to do an FWB. I really, really don't. But if you're going to do it, please be grown about it, be an adult about it, and be mature about it, and do it smartly. Take my advice. Make sure they have one of your deal breakers, preferably all of your deal breakers, preferably. But as long as they have at least one of your major deal breakers, there's a very low chance that you'll like start to catch feelings for them, unless you're just dumb. But like I said, make sure you have one of your deal breakers if you're gonna do FWB. But like I said, I don't advise you to do FWB, because especially you females out there, okay? Guys, we're a little bit better with it, especially even like gay guys. We're still a little bit better at it than women, because women, y'all, y'all be catching feelings so quickly. It'd be the worst guys. I'd be like, you caught feelings for him? Why? Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys have a great night. Enjoy these videos. I'll probably see you guys next week, because I don't think I'll make a video on Sunday, but I'll probably it's late already, so I'm gonna post these late. You guys can watch them on Sunday, and I'll probably post a video on Monday. So you guys have a good night. I love you guys, and like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.